Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Corey. Welcome to Blind Hog Adventures. Headed out this morning a little late. It's about 8:30. On the back side of a front, rain came through last night, pushed off. We basically we got a northwest wind today, about 10 miles an hour. Got another front coming in tonight, heading into the weekend. So really kind of not perfect conditions at all. We're heading into the bottom of a low tide. It really ain't a great time to be out here fishing by what all the standards are. But the fish got to eat sometimes, and you can't catch them on the couch. So all right, y'all, so a lot of times I do gear time at the end. Today I'm gonna kind of switch it up a little bit since I've got a little bit of a run out before I can plane off where I put over at. So a lot of times they say, how did you know what to pick to start out? Now I switch baits more than most people probably. I'm not scared to try 20 baits in a trip. That's why I use VMC clips. I've got a lot of them pre-rigged up. You'll see, I mean, I just keep stuff pre-rigged, but when I say, okay, I'm gonna come out and fish a certain body of water, I know that last night it rained. I know that I'm gonna have water draining into the creek, going out to the big water. Could be murkier water, but I've got a varied color assortment. I use MR18, the heavy dyes, to get on down to the deep places. I'm using purples. I'm using those pink and greens that they like this time of year. You know, the Mardi Gras. So I'll show you what I got starting out this morning. And then, like I said, this may change, honestly, when I get to the first place, just depending after a couple of casts. But I started out with my Salt Strong, the Prawn Junior Shrimp. I've got a nice weight to get it down. I've got a Deep Creek lure there with the nice paddle tail. I've got a slick lure on that can get down. I've got some sparkle to it. I've got an MR18 nuclear chicken on. I've got that pink and that green with some gold. I've got, of course, my redline rig cork, and I've got it on with just a different color with some green to it. And then I've got a Mardi Gras MR18. So that's what I've got on starting off with the target species being reds and trout. Those are the two things that I'm going after. So they should hit any of this, but like I said, it can change quick. But that's how I decided what I'm going to try. So I've got some flash. I've got something that'll help with some movement. I've got stuff that can get down deep. I've got something that can create some noise on some of those shelves where I may be fishing 4 to 6 feet. And I may be fishing 10 to 12 feet. It just depends. I don't have a trolling motor this morning, so it's a little more challenging. That's how I plan out my morning of what I'm gonna start, and then it can go from anywhere. So there you go, guys. That's actually gear time today. This segment, this is how I start out my pre-planning of where I'm gonna go. I've identified 5 or 6 spots that I'm gonna try and go from there. But here you go. That's how I decided what I'm gonna start out, and hopefully that can help you too. All right, let's go catch some fish. So y'all, what we got? I'm in 6 feet at the back of the boat. There's 9 feet right there, 4 feet over there. A little better fish. Popping cork. Redline rig already had a hit. Telling you they love that clap. There it is, right there, y'all. That redline rig ain't no joke. Second pop. All right, y'all, on this redline rig, you're gonna have a code down below to get 10% off anything on their website. Dawson and them are good dudes. Even better, his stuff works. There we go. Better fish. Get up here. Hey, what I'm gonna do. I think this bait's a little too long right now. So what I'm gonna do is take my scissors. I'm actually gonna cut it down a little bit. Kind of like a little bit more of a Ned. There we go. So I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. If they short strike it or if they're lazy biting or whatever, I still got plenty on there. But this chartreuse is gonna come through. That water is a little dingier. Really got it on too long of a hook, but I bet you it still catches. They're seeing that, they're hearing and coming to feed. So that's the whole kicker with it. And with that hook being closer to the back, even a short strike's gonna get a hit. Alright, so I cut this hooligan down. I got a red line rig on, a cork. I'd be willing to bet almost first cast. First cast with this setup. There it is, first cast. Telling you, awesome little setup right there. No short strike. Perfect. So y'all, like I said, the front come through last night. It rained, stormed last night about 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It kind of cleared out this morning about 5 or 6. Got another front coming through, so we got bluebird skies right now, but that's all going to change later this evening. Wind's going to pick up. They're calling for a lot of wind, a lot of rain over the next couple of days. Winds up into the 30s. Like I said, right out here we got a 9-foot hole. You got a little feeder creek coming in right there. Man, they get it hard. A little better fish maybe. That red line rig calls them right up. That's a 9-foot hole right there. That popping cork called them right up. You can hear it clacking. Cut that down, a little bit more of a Ned type style. Like I said, it's a longer bait, about 4.5 inches. I cut it down to about 3 inches. Just got it down a nice bright color. That's all you got to do. And they are just eating it up. All right, y'all, so move down the creek further, a little bit deeper water. 8.5 foot, still about 45 degrees on the water temp, but I got a different version of a slick here. There's where I'm sitting is actually 8 foot of water at the back of the boat. So my boat's 19 foot. So you got bank 8 foot right here, and then it kind of slopes. It's kind of weird the way it does, but it slopes down just a touch at the back of the boat, and then it comes up to a shallower part on that side. And I just marked a nice group of fish kind of on the opposite side of the bank. So my plan is to let the wind, because it's still coming from the northwest, you can see the sun's in the east, so we're west, wind's coming northwest, so this way right here is the wind coming. And I'm gonna let the wind carry the bait, so the wind's the only thing pushing the current right now. So I'm gonna let the wind push it. I'll put my nose at the bait coming back at me, and then fish seem to be sitting right there, and I actually marked some nicer fish. Seem to be on the bottom there with those smaller fish. So I'm gonna let it sink and then just kind of bump it along. This trout sickle color is usually a good color. I ain't got a hit, I got a fish. It's not a very big fish. Little trout. But first cast. So the principles work, y'all. The dummy on the pole might not, but the principles work. That was a good hit. Got him. They're hugging this wind protected shoreline more. Nice little fish. There's a trout slick right there. Let's see if we can't catch us a trout. So trout slick happens, y'all, when you have a group of feeding trout. And when they regurgitate their food because they're feeding, it sends that oil to the top. But you know what? The current's actually flowing that way. So I was backwards. There it is, right there, right beside it. There's your trout slick. So that's the kind of stuff you're looking for all the time when you're out here. Keep moving, keep looking. Right there. Nicer fish this time. No, still small. Oh, a little bit bigger maybe. Closer to 14, but still not a monster by any means. No. But it's a fish. And it's catching and it's fun. And there's the principle of look for that trout slick. If it's there, there's feeding fish around it. Alright, y'all. So really a good morning of fishing. I really wasn't expecting a lot, to be honest. Did a lot better than I thought I was going to do. As you can see, bluebird skies, low tide. Front came through last night. Got another front coming in with a really bad weekend of bad weather. I mean, so really it was honestly just finding out what they wanted, where they wanted it, and applying the principles of, in the wintertime, get on those wind protected shorelines, find the bends so they can have the food brought to them with minimal effort, find the drop offs so they can get in that deeper water to get the body temperature up. And I mean, applying those principles, I think I caught around 25 to 30 trout today. Now I will say I did not catch a keeper. All of them were small, but I had a blast. And I caught them on majority of the baits that I already had pulled out. I caught them on that red line rig cork. I caught poppy cork. I caught them on heavy deans. On the Mardi Gras was the really one that hit today. Now I did add over to a slick, and that's this lure right here. I'll show it to you. This thing right here is money. I don't know how many I caught on this lure right here on a 1/4 ounce jig head. On those drop-offs, fishing those drop-offs, let it drop, just get right on down. And a lot of times they hit it actually on the drop. So that's when it was going down and just bumping it along real easy. And I don't know, I probably caught 15 on that one bait. So that was that purple and with that trout sickle color seemed to be really good. So that was a really good one today, and the sun's up, so it was able to reflect off. But honestly, visibility's not but about 3 feet in this water. It's kind of murky with all going on. But that's what went on today, y'all. I appreciate you watching, appreciate you liking, subscribing, following along. And you know, every day is not a day full of cooler fillers and great big fish. Some days it's just nice to get out and enjoy what little bit of time we got when a bad weekend's coming up and catch some nice fish and just have a good time in God's creation. And that's what happened today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope we just learned something today from what went on. The principles do work. You know, I learned a lot of that. Honestly, I learned off of Salt Strong and how they teach things. So that is available. I'll have that down as a link you can click on. Like I said, if you do click on it and decide to become part of the family, like I said, you'll get about 35 bucks of bait sent to you and stuff like that. You can do monthly, you can do yearly. It comes with the app that helps pick out smart spots and wind and just all kind of stuff. It really works well. I use it tons, so I think it's really led to a lot of my success and just honestly learning and trying. But anyway, guys, thanks for coming along. Appreciate you. God bless. Have a great one. Stay safe and tight lines.